We back.
For
We never went
one
anywhere.
final time. We were 2 days from retirement.
Yeah, one final time before episode 200.
Oh, yeah, and that. Christ, so this is episode 199. This is
I know.
the pre-drinks.
Remember
when pre-drinks was a thing?
Yeah. Do you remember when we do more than pre-drinks?
Now we just do pre-drinks and then cup of tea, glass of water, maybe some toast, early night.
And that
Is way better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a proper night out that I've been on since we started this podcast, but I think they've happened.
I think they've all been stag do's. My last nights out have been on stag do's, and I've never been comfortable in a nightclub. So, you know, I've got a stag weekend coming up actually, but I don't think there's going to be any clubs involved. So.
Oh. Shame.
Well, it's not, because
it's not.
that's fine. I really don't mind that at all. We're doing a nice wholesome road trip around North Wales, and it'll be bloody lovely.
That does sound lovely.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, enough of this frivolity. Let's get to business. Which of these two shows do you want to start with?
Well, I was just thinking, speaking of an exciting stag do, what if you went on a plane?
I really thought you were going to... What if you went 600 years into the future and couldn't see? Yeah, all right, let's do Keep Breathing. Which, you know, it was a good counterpoint to last week's The Drowning. How do you resolve the drowning? You keep breathing.
Yeah.
Ironically...
You do the swim.
Ironically, someone does drown in this episode.
Yeah. But it's very, like, it's not a question. It's I think that fucker drowned.
Okay.
But yeah,
Tell us what it's all about.
Limited series, so tick.
Is it?
Yeah, 6 episodes.
Oh my god, is it only 6?
6 episodes. The longest one is 40 minutes.
Oh, that's
so this is ticking a lot of my boxes.
Yeah.
And then she gets into an argument in the airport, and no one films her, apart from like the camera crew who are there filming because it's a TV show. But yeah, she seems desperate to get home for reasons that I think you find out at the end of the episode.
I guessed immediately what the reasons were.
I thought it was like the whole big like Ross and Rachel thing, which is like, fuck, I did get on the plane though. So I'm going to have to fly back and be like, no, I love you. But I sort of figured that it was to go see...
Matey boy.
Yeah, whatever his name is. It doesn't seem important because I don't think she's ever going to see him again.
I don't think she's going to get there.
But yeah, she's a...
Danny. Danny
lawyer,
is the chap's name.
Lawyer lady.
Mm-hmm.
Gets up with, as you've just revealed, Danny. And then gets on a little plane.
Well, they cancel the one that she was supposed to be on, and then she hears of a private jet, a private plane, going past the location where she needs to get. So she hops in with 2 large gentlemen, shall we say? Which immediately I was like, I think I know why they've got this little plane. So, and this is something I'm going to come back to with this episode quite a lot. It's very predictable. Like, I wasn't surprised with anything that happened. Were you?
No, not really. Well, because I was sort of like, it's a bit boring if it's called Keep Breathing and she doesn't have to at any point struggle. But yeah,
struggle
I
she
think
does.
it was quite obviously going to be a sort of stranded... I thought the whole point was her trying to keep Sam alive on the beach, and I thought it was going to be sort of like he has to keep breathing, but she also has to like figure out how to get someone to find them. Because as soon as I saw where they were, I was like, well, if they're smugglers, no one's going to know where they are.
Yeah.
And like the plane's at the bottom of they'll find the plane on Google Earth in like 30 years and be like, I wonder what that is.
It did make me think about Luke's X-Wing in Last Jedi, where you can just see it and it's just under the water. You just see the plane in the lake. That stuff I thought was pretty well done. Like, for something that I imagine didn't have a load of budget, I think it was quite a convincing ish plane crash. But the bit where the plane is the fuselage is in the water, that bit I thought was okay. That was actually done quite well.
Yeah, and I actually quite liked. So once she extracts Sam and gets him to the beach, or he extracts himself, causing the plane to sink, and then she grabs him out of the water and hoists him up on the beach. Realizes he's bleeding a lot. What I quite like is that she's, I think, the first person in TV history to sort of understand what a tourniquet is, but not be able to do it the first time. And I was just like, I mean, absolutely. Like, everyone kind of knows the theory. Like, get something, tie it tight. But I think that's maybe trying to suggest that, like, while she might not know exactly what she's doing all the time, she's quite a quick study.
Yeah, she very quickly gets the idea of sticking is it a twig or something, or a stick or something? She ties it on to give it. I remember I was on a first aid course for work like a few years ago, and this always stuck in my mind as something really weird. That I think he was a paramedic, but he was like a firefighter turned paramedic, and he said something that I was just left me with this very strange question in my head. So he said, with the 7/7 bombings, there was a bus that got blown up, and then one of the ladies on that bus, they reckon she saved something like 10, 11 lives or something, because where people were wounded, she was making tourniquets, but she was using cutlery as the lever to sort of tighten it and stuff. And I was like, that is genuinely amazing. Like, that's really, really cool, and fair play, well done for her for thinking so quick of doing that.
Who the fuck has that much cutlery on them?
That was the question I had. I was like, why has she got so much cutlery on a bus? But anyway, maybe she's just been to IKEA or something. But yeah, that was it's funny how that just reminded me of that. So
yeah, but I found that weird that I couldn't think of a single moment in like a TV show where someone's been faced with that situation and
the tourniquet doesn't stay tight.
Yeah,
they just go and then pull it tight, and it's done.
Either absolutely don't know what they're doing and just don't try,
or it just works out fine. Yeah,
because it's sort of that, like, it's always the belt, and like that's the thing. Belts should be ideal. I think I would argue that with the belt she was probably just doing it wrong, and that's why it didn't work. It's not not a bad option. But also, I think almost 100% in the time it took her to tie the second one, he would have bled out. Because I think it's his leg, isn't it, that has a big bit of shrapnel in it.
Yeah.
And that big old artery in your leg, I think it's something like 30 seconds or something, can get you to the point that, like, you're just not going to wake up.
Jesus, I didn't realise it was that quick. Is that is it femoral artery, the one in your leg? Because that's in your thigh, isn't it? Where is your femoral artery? You're listening to two people looking up the same thing. Starts in your upper thigh and your groin runs down to the back of your knee.
Yeah, okay, so you can lose a litre of blood a minute from your femoral artery.
Fuck me, that's quick.
I mean, this search, I've added myself to a list. It's just, I've just Googled femoral artery bleed out.
Please.
Help.
How do?
Okay, so it says from 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So, okay, she might have got it. But, like, it's going to take him a while to... Well, spoilers, he doesn't. But then I did assume that it was going to be her trying to keep him alive. So I guess the fact that he doesn't make it, I was a bit like...
I was quite pleased. I was quite pleased he didn't make it, because I was starting to worry. I was like, oh God, is she going to go through all this and do all this like work to get him out of the water and keep him alive and all that stuff, and then he's just going to wake up and take over and be like, yeah, I'll get us out of this, because I don't want that story. That's not fun.
Yeah, but I get the feeling that it's going to be quite... I think maybe in my head the reason it's going to be a limited series is because you can't last that long. I'm assuming that lake's fresh water with a plane and a body in it. So maybe not that fresh.
It would take a while for that to get polluted.
Yeah.
Too badly though. Like, and if you boiled it, once you take it out and boil it, that's
she doesn't have a lighter.
She does have a lighter. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, she threw it away though, and that was the point. I was like, oh, that was really silly.
Yeah, but I think I'm sort of curious to watch the rest of it because it's so short.
That's the thing. It is very short. It's like This is the thing. It's definitely one like I could take or leave this. Like I'm not like busting a gut to go, oh, I have to know what happens next. But yeah, I don't know. It was just fine. That's all it was for me. It was just fine. I'm not like hugely intrigued, and I think because it just seems to me now that the story can only go, okay, well, she's going to continue to try to survive, but at the same time we're going to see flashbacks as to what she was running from, more with more detail than what we know at the end of episode 1. I'm like, I don't know if there can be anything that's that engaging with that sort of show, but I don't know. I'm kind of tempted, given that it is literally, the whole thing is basically 3 hours long.
Well, yeah, you've already watched like a sixth of it.
Yeah, so potentially it could be quite an easy win for our spreadsheet of TV shows that we've watched this year.
Yeah, because I think, I'm not. The thing is, it's not the kind of show that I enjoy generally anyway. Like so I would try, and because if I was going to watch something like that, I'd probably watch Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, which probably does it. Yeah, which I think there's a bit more me in Yellow Jackets than there is in this.
Yeah, because it's a bit sort of like culty, grim sort of vibes.
I should watch Yellow Jackets. I really should watch that. There's a lot of stuff I should watch, but I've just gone off watching stuff recently. So.
Which makes this a real struggle to get you around to record for. Could you just watch these? No.
No, I can't be asked. Why?
Yeah. But, I mean, Australian Traitors, you've been watching that. You've watched more of that than me, which is a weird thing.
That is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. The traitors are still among you. Ladies, if I can have a minute of your time, I'm not a traitor. Well, fuck off, you big lamp.
Yeah.
There is, oh my god, there is a character. There is somebody in that show who it's so funny to watch because he gets this, he stumbles across a theory and then he goes absolutely batshit, bouncing around trying to get everyone to see his theory. And that is so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I've realised that it's the reason that I didn't fuck with the American version is
Americans.
Well, I mean that and like the proximity and it being carbon copy of British.
That was the trouble. It was the same set and the same challenges.
And it was like a couple weeks after it had finished.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think... Because in the first episode of Australian Traitors, you get more characters. Yes. And it doesn't try and give you them all.
However, there is a very strange thing, and I really want to Google this, but I can't until we've finished the show because there's going to be spoilers immediately for what happens. There's someone who's in the show who... It's really bizarre because he doesn't do a single talking head interview. He doesn't ever voice any opinion on camera. You only see him if he's in a shot with someone who is voicing an opinion, or he's in the background of a shot, or you see his vote. You don't see anything else from there. And I said to Lisa, I was like, do you reckon he was like, since they filmed it, they found out he was a wrong-un? Or he just said, I don't want my participation of this show going out for whatever reason, because it's so weird that we're so far into it. We've literally got, I think, 5 episodes left, and I still don't know this guy's name. He's just floating about. It's really weird.
Yeah, well, I think I guess even maybe they noticed that when they were maybe watched the American one. I went, oh, it's the characters that make the show, not Like, because the game's solid.
Mm.
Like, you could dump, like, you could take 20 of your mates. Like, if you have that many,
I don't.
I could field the traitors, all 3 of them, and have a laugh because it's Werewolf Mafia, Secret or whatever.
Yeah.
But to make it work on TV, it's characters. Because like, it wouldn't work if we just recorded like us in a group of people dicking around playing like Mafia. Because we're not personalities enough to make a TV show.
I feel like
we'd have a laugh, and it'd be fun for us to watch.
I feel like if there was like, so to take if there was a group of YouTubers or something that you'd become familiar with, or like some creator whose community you're a part of, you could absolutely get. Yeah. So to take a very obvious example, I don't watch that. I don't really know them that much, but the Sidemen. If you were a Sidemen viewer and you were watching that collective play that game, I think you'd get a similar thing out of it. It's just how well your audience knows you, which I guess in a way is what you're saying. It's you have to spend time with the people to get an idea as to who they are.
Yeah, and in a TV show format, you can't spend that much time with all like 20 people.
Yeah, particularly when that one starts with, I think it's 22 players.
Yeah, you have to kind of weed out the shitters.
Oh, it's so good though. It's such a great game. It's such a great show. I absolutely love it. And yeah, the Australian one is as good as the UK. I'm really enjoying it at the minute. Shall we see what's coming up next?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jason Momoa is on a telly show, big Hollywood film star that he is.
Can I just very quickly, right at the top of this, I don't think C is a very good title.
What, for a bunch of blind cunts?
No, I don't know what else I'd call it.
I think it makes it quite hard to find.
Yes, that's what I mean. And I'm with my, internet search head on. That's what I think I'm going for. Is
well, yeah, because I think it's like you always have to search C TV show.
Yeah.
And then it just goes, you want Netflix? You want CTV shows?
Hello, Google. I want CTV.
And then try to make you watch like morning ITV and say, I don't want to watch that.
I don't want to watch This Morning, thank you. So yeah.
I don't know what else. Maybe you could call. I don't know. Sight.
Insight. That's what I'd call it.
Or Vision Heresy.
Or
Vision Heresy makes it sound a lot darker. Bubba Voss and the boys.
Bubba Voss, big bucket of bullshit.
Or come watch Jason Momoa do the thing he was born to do.
To be fair, if Jason Momoa's in it, I will give it a watch.
Yeah. I mean, not to cast aspersions.
Not Aquaman, because
very, very typecast.
I can't be arsed with Aquaman. So.
Because this is Jason Momoa as a tribal leader, as seen in Game of Thrones.
And I guess Aquaman it's a similar thing, isn't it? Like he's a leader or a prince or something of.
I was only going to list the good things.
Okay, fair.
So as in Aquaman,
Duncan Idaho. He's not really tribal leader in Dune, is he? But
no, but it's a very sort of similar, like
sort of
big, strong, fighty boy.
Yeah. Yes. So where are we? We are 600 years in the future. There has been a virus which has killed quite a lot of people, and all the survivors.
I think there's only 2 million people left.
And we were there bloody ages counting them.
It was also really helpful they were putting a subtitle at the start. I really enjoyed that.
And then all the survivors from the I don't want to say the word pandemic, but that's basically what it is.
I don't think it's I think it's an apocalypse.
Oh, that too. All the survivors are completely blind, and the idea of vision has become sort of the stuff of legend than an actual fact. Also, worth pointing out, this was created and written by Stephen Knight, who also gave us Peaky Blinders and Taboo, which we've done on the show, which I still haven't watched, but I
was thinking when I was watching it, because I recognised the name Stephen Knight, and I was like, this feels not full Taboo, because Taboo's fucking weird, but I was like, you can feel like the little hints of it.
Yeah. Can I tell you something else that Stephen Knight is credited with creating, which is ridiculous, because this is 100% his retirement fund. He didn't need to do anything else like this. He is one of 3 creators of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
That's quite a wild jump.
That's insane, isn't it?
But that's the sort of thing that you create and then you go off and go, I can sort of do whatever the fuck I want.
I could sort of not work ever again.
Yeah, just sort of looking at it, just go, well, you see vision. What if that was heresy?
Yeah, that's quite a big
build
jump
a story around that.
That's quite a big jump from Phone a Friend. Yeah. But also, like, it's one of the most resold formats because it works in every language.
Yeah.
So he's done all right off the back of that, I reckon. So, but that's cool though. That he's done that, and then he goes, right. Well, I'll make some fun stuff now.
I think so with Taboo, because I watched and really enjoyed Taboo when I eventually finished it after like 2 years of just having one episode left. It was and it feels like someone just wanted to tell that story. They're not too bothered about making like a big franchise or doing like multiple seasons of it. Just like I've got this story that I want to tell. It's pretty good. I've got Tom Hardy on board, so that should sell you on it.
I definitely need to finish it. And by finish it, I mean start it as well.
Well, I know you've seen episode 1, but you'd probably have to watch it again.
I would, because I think I've got a funny feeling I fell asleep.
3 or 4 shots to get through it the first time you watched it for the podcast.
I think I kept falling asleep through it for some reason.
Yeah, but with C, I quite liked it.
I think that's as much as I can give it. Is I quite liked parts of it.
So here's what I put to you.
Go on.
After watching the whole episode,
do
you think if they just doubled that and made it a film, it would be much
sort
better?
of done? Yes.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you now, I can't be asked to stay in this world. Like, it's some of the ideas of it, I'm like, this is 100% up my street. Like the Witchfinders and the idea that if you're talking about the idea of vision, that's heresy, and we're coming after you for it. I'm all up for that sort of stuff. The rest of it, I'm kind of like, it's kind of just a bit tedious. I also love the character names. There are some incredible character names in this.
Yeah. I think what I really liked about it is the setting. The story, I'm a bit sort of like,
meh.
This story has been told in other settings. Because it's lady comes to camp, lady might be a witch, lady has babies, well, not in most cases the babies can see, but it's not normally such a dramatic revelation. And the actual dad of the babies is set up like their whole escape, that just none of them fucking notice some cunt off to the side of their camp building a bridge. And then they're just like, well, there's no fucking bridge there. And they go there anyway. They're like, well, I mean, if it's the witch hunters finding a bridge that we don't believe exists or falling in a ravine, throw me in the ravine. But Jason Momoa was born to play roles like this.
Yeah, he's great in it. I think there's a bit where he does like a bit of a haka.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'd pick up a big old meat cleaver on the end of a stick and run at some blind soldiers after you.
Yeah. Would you have the advantage of sight when you were doing that, or?
I'd like to, please, because I need every advantage I could get. One thing I did think, right? So the battle sequence at the wall, where they sort of they lean over the wall and start hitting people. That a lot of fun. But my thought was, because there's a part where they go, right, leg it, we're going back up the hill, and the Witchfinder army is chasing them up and climbing up the hill and stuff, but climbing up the wall. And then he goes, right, here we go. Then whoosh, cuts the rope, and then the wall, which is made of like sort of roundish boulders, all collapses and crushes all the army as it sort of rolls down. My whole thought of that was just like, why didn't you do that to start with? And then you could have saved some of your people.
Well, because when they get back to the camp, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you sacrificed the wall," and they're like, "Yeah, we bought ourselves some time to fucking leave."
Yeah.
But it's weird because I guess it's supposed to wipe out enemy force and then you just leave, or they don't come back.
I think that's it. But they know it's a fraction of the army, don't they?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we had to because we knew they weren't all coming, but it does buy us the time. I really am in two minds about this one. Like, I think had this been like even a 45-minute episode, and there was less weird shit in it, like the stuff with the Queen, I can't be arsed with. That's how I just didn't care about. I just liked knowing that there is this horrible bastard Witchfinder going after this group of people. It's like, that's kind of enough for me at the minute. Like, that's all I need. Like the bit where she prays by having a wank and then listens to Lou Reed, I was like, this is very strange.
Yeah, I don't know. It's better than most other forms of religion I've found. But I know what you mean. I think his story the story of the camp in the mountains, until their story crosses paths with certain people, I could care less.
Do you know what I've realised I want this as? I just want this as a book. Like, I think it would be a really smashing novel. Like, you could have 3 of those. So, like the Game of Thrones model, you do a book for a season. I'd happily read this as a book. But I just don't know. I don't, you know, I don't. As I was watching it, I was like, I'm probably not going to carry on watching this. And then, like, the wall stuff happened, and the bit where they're crossing the bridge, and then they accept the traitor back in to the camp because they don't know he's a traitor at that point. It's like, okay, this is now getting really, really interesting. And then all the Queen stuff happened, and I started tailing off again. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I knew it was I'd be quite happy for it to be a fairly chunky novel. I'd give that a go. But as it is, I'm really in two minds about whether I would want to watch more. I'm not going to anyway, because let's be fair, it's on Apple TV Plus, and I don't have that. So.
And that is the traditional way you go. Whether or not you want to watch it, you don't.
Because the trouble with that is, with Apple TV Plus, I don't think there's any way I can get it on my TV, so I'd have to watch it on my computer. And that means sitting at this desk to watch a TV show, and it's like, it's not the most natural position for me to go, right, time to chill out, I'm going to watch
time to watch a couple episodes or something. It's going to be 2 hours of sitting in the chair.
Yeah, which is, when I work from home, I sit in it all day anyway, so...
Yeah. But I know what you mean. Like, I think 3 seasons might be too much. I might also be wrong. But I think I am going to watch some more of it to find out if I'm right or wrong, that it should be just a film.
If you could report back on it, that would be really, really helpful, because I find him extremely watchable, and in this, I thought he was great.
Yeah, that's the thing. I imagine he must be the actor that you want to have a part for.
Yeah.
Because when you've seen him do the rounds about Thrones or any other TV show or film he's appeared in, like, he's the most charismatic man.
Yeah,
you've just got to have a part like this.
He's the one of the people that are like, if it ever transpires that he's an absolute bastard, I genuinely will be upset by that because I do really like him.
Yeah. Also, what I like is that because I think this came out in 2019. Is that after Aquaman?
I think Aquaman might have been 2018.
Yes. So this came out after. So he went and did like a big fucking DC film where he was the man, and then went and did a TV show.
When was Justice League then? Because he's in that, isn't it? Is that that's the first thing he's in?
First, yeah.
Yeah. Not Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was just fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I think
so long.
I think I'll give it a shot. I'll probably give both. I'll probably finish Keep Breathing just to find out.
Yeah, that was an easier sell for me, I think. So, but
I also think maybe had I come to see earlier, or if I'd seen see earlier, I'd probably like if I'd watched it before like season 3 was out and it was all finished. I might have watched more of it because I might be like, oh, if I can keep up with this, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But because I do find like I even found this with Ted Lasso, which I loved, that 3 seasons is quite a lot of, and it's quite daunting when you're starting.
See, that's really funny you say that because, I mean,
it's not how I pick books.
No, we've really dropped off with Ted Lasso. Like we loved seasons 1 and 2, and season 3 it's just not grabbing us in the same way for some reason. But I do like this theory that my dad's got about TV series, and I think I'm going to start looking for shows that have 3 seasons for this, because he said season 1 they're just figuring out, introducing all the characters largely and figuring out what it is. Season 2 you've got some familiarity, but then there are some new elements, and then by season 3 the show knows what it is and it's up and running. And he says consistently what he thinks is that the 3rd season of a show is generally the best one. And I kind of like the thinking on it, because there's quite a few examples where
I think that is actually true of Ted Lasso. Like season 3 season 3 being the last one is quite satisfying.
That's the thing, is I like shows that have an ending.
I think what you're more scared of is it finishing, rather than I don't think you're not enjoying it. I think what you're actually wanting to do is drag it out for as long as you humanly can. Like me and fucking Black Sails.
The thing is, though, right, so our other friends have started watching Ted Lasso, and they've now caught up to where we are. And we were all, like, the thing that I was saying to my friend Sam about it was, I don't know why they're continuing to show me bits with Nate, because I hate Nate. I cannot stand it, and I don't think I will ever get over how much I hate him because of what he did. So I don't know why they're trying to make me think, oh, good, he's going on a date. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Don't show me that guy. I hate him.
How far through are you?
Yeah, I imagine there's some big redemptive thing coming his way, but I don't give a fuck. I really
no. There's I think there's actually something better than the big redemptive bit.
Okay.
But genuinely, exactly how far through are you?
What have we done? We've had the Amsterdam trip. I think the last episode we watched was Keely had it was a video of hers got out. I think that was the last one we watched.
Cool. You might have to be more specific with, I don't know, they number the episodes.
Okay, so it's they come up with Total Football. We've done that. The Love Bombing. We've done that. Yep. Sorry, bear with. Okay, yeah. So we've just done series 3, episode 8 is the last one we finished.
Okay, I think you're not far from the satisfying bit. But the thing is, you'll know it when you get there.
We've only got 4 episodes left, so we probably should finish that at some point soon. But yeah, anyway, that's enough about how much Ted Lasso I've watched. Yeah, next week, very excitingly, we are recording the 200th episode of Co-Pilots, which, I mean, that's bonkers. Have you ever done 200 of anything?
Sit-ups, not in a row.
Across your life, sure.
Across my life, I've probably done about... No, I've probably about 199. I'll do one for next week.
I was going to say, do one now, and then you're covered.
Oh, I'm not going to record me doing a setup. That's just going to be heartbreaking.
So you've got something special planned for episode 200. There's a series of questions that we're going to be answering, which encompasses all of the shows we've watched in our time doing the Co-Pilots podcast, which we started unbelievably
2016.
8 years ago, was that?
Yeah, we started recording it in 2015.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I was still living
ahead, and then we fucking moved.
I was still living with my mum and dad when we started this, and I'm now 2 properties away from that. I say 2 properties, 2 dwellings.
I've moved 1, 2.
You've moved way more.
3, 4. This is maybe my 5th.
No
place
way.
that I've lived and recorded.
Hang on a minute. Did you start this when you were down in... We started when you were down in Hastings?
Hastings, Manchester.
Qatar doesn't count. Yeah. We never recorded when you were in Qatar.
No, yeah, it's 5.
Shit. Fucking hell.
Yeah, wild.
Enough things changing, hey? Incredible.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Then after that, we'll get back to regularly scheduled programming of some more TV shows. But I'm very much looking forward to... Do you know what I am looking forward to? Not having to watch any terrible TV shows ahead of next week.
Yeah, well, I wonder if I could find... maybe for some point next year, I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but I'm going to find the worst rated TV show ever and just make you watch the pilot of it.
It's alright, we'd already done that. It's called...
Entourage.
There you go.